Well, I pulled in a roadhouse in Texas.
Good morning. It's never too early, as they always say. All right. I'm Greg. This is Dynamic Arts. Welcome out. It's been a minute since I've done a video for y'all, and this is going to be a special one. I have a new creature to review. For the last few years, I have been pining for another Telecaster. I currently play a highly modified Nashville Deluxe Telecaster. It's done up with a B-bender detuner. I played it so much it's on its third neck. It's pretty wild. I have a love-hate relationship with that guitar. I used to make jokes that people hired the guitar and not me. And I think a lot of it was because of the B-bender, to be fair. And so I started a long process of converting other guitars into B-bender instruments. I've got a B-bender on my Firebird now, and I also have a highly modified Guild Surfliner that I purchased for, I think, $270 some. It's basically loaded for bear. Dropped a hip shot B-bender and detuner on that. I've been playing that predominantly, but there's something about a Tele. Lo and behold, on the way to a set of gigs with Buckshot Crazy, this popped up into my feed. It was like, oh my, how lovely, and what a great deal. This is the Paul Reed Smith SE NF53. And on paper, it seemed to tick all of the boxes that I was looking for in a Telecaster. And I was like, I haven't had a PRS Paul Reed Smith guitar in like 10 or 11 years. This should be fun. So on a whim, I had ordered it. Apparently, these are brand new. I had no idea. So I'm going to put out a video about it, warning you. Well, partially warning. It's not quite what I had anticipated. I'll explain that to you. So let's take a look at it. First of all, we have an ash body. It's beautiful. I got it in white dog hair, which is, I don't know why they call it that. 6 side-by-side tuners, right? It's your normal Paul Reed Smith headstock. Maple fingerboard's what sold me on this, right? I love a maple fingerboard. But and comma. We'll talk about that in a minute. Barrel saddles of Paul Reed Smith's design. Don't know where he gets this stuff, but it's wild, it's cool, it's efficient. And narrow field pickups. That's what NF stands for, from what I understand. Narrow field, narrow focus, no fucks, whatever, doesn't matter. They're little baby humbuckers that are, there's supposedly some really great mojo that goes into these. Like, they put steel in between the magnetic slugs, and it looks like little baby staple pickups from a Gibson. They sound really good. They don't sound like single coils, which is lovely. They also don't sound like Firebird pickups, P90s. They're their own animal. So, with that being said, be warned. This is not normal. I mean, I guess if you're familiar with the narrow field pickups, then you'll know exactly what you're getting. But to those who are uninitiated, they're different, and in a good way, at least for me and what I'm using it for. Love the little pick guard. It's a top loader, little string saddles there where you poke the string in and got a quick release to change strings very quickly or to upset you very badly while you're at the gig and give you anxiety. Not sure which. Could be both. The tuners are very, very stable. The nut is cut perfect. So let's talk about the really good things. I love the nut. It's fantastic. The tuners are magnificent in their tuning ratio. They are very specific. The pickups are probably not for everybody, but for what the application is that I am using them, They are brilliant. One volume, one tone, 3-way selector switch. It don't get no easier than that. It's got a great cutaway for full string access. The neck. Now here's the thing that might be something for some people. The neck is very chunky like my 50s Les Paul chunky, maybe chunkier, kind of like a Richie Kotzen Telecaster. If you've ever played one of those, like it's like a baseball bat. It is sexy. I like it, but there's a lot of people that won't. Now I guess it's time for the honesty, right? Now we're going to get into the bad. So this guitar clocks in at just under $1,000. And the reason I bought this one rather than the USA model is because, again, I'm not paying $2,000 for something that I know that I'm going to be poking holes in and putting a B-bender on top of. Just something weird about that, knowing I'm going to modify the ever-living crap out of it. Factory. This is made in the Court factory. To my shock and surprise, when I pulled it out of its little gig bag, oh, it comes with a gig bag too. It's a lovely little case. It's good enough for what it's for. When I pulled it out of the case, it had the same feeling that the Guild Surfliner that I had paid $270 for had. I have already modified this significantly. It needed a fret dressing, just like the Surfliner, maybe not as extreme. The necks felt very close, not identical, different cut, different carve, but the way that they were done and the way they were manufactured is almost identical. It was a little sharp up here. I rolled the fingerboard and it had this satiny, rough, just gross finish on the back of this neck. Now, I am not part of the sweaty palm, sticky finger brigade that needs to sand their necks so that they're not too slippery because they're sticky and they sweat like a freaking Neanderthal. I am not one of you. Satin finishes suck. I hate them. Hate, hate, hate. They're cheap. They make the guitar feel cheap. And I don't like paying $1,000 for a guitar that feels cheap. Well, this thing felt cheap. That or the Surfliner should have cost way more. Which is it? I'll let you guys be the judge. I'm a gear snob, I'm a guitar snob. That's what it is. But it did not feel to me like a $1,000 guitar. So I rolled the fingerboard. Now it feels right. I also ran steel wool up and down the back of the neck till it smoothed it out so it doesn't feel like a 1994 $100 Ibanez. The inlay is done well. You can see the filler though, you know, and that's how you can tell a fine guitar from one that is not so fine, is the amount of filler around the inlays. I mean, they're beautiful. It's like this abalone crap, but it is what it is. So, yeah, PRS, do better. Like, do something with the neck. Finish the maple with something. You know, at least Fender gives you at least a gloss on the top or something. You know, makes it just a little more supple. Makes it feel more like a fine instrument. I will be going over how I use it and the playing and the sounds of this guitar either in a subsequent video, because this is running a little long. Overall, the guitar plays very, very well after a fret leveling, which you also should not have to do on a $1,000 guitar. Seriously, what a hunk of shit. For the money. If I'd paid $250 for it, or if I paid $500 for it, yeah, maybe. But if I gotta get the block out on a $1,000 guitar, you guys gotta go back to the drawing board. For real. Anyhow, it will work. I've got more modifications coming on the way. There's going to be a B-bender here for it on Friday. I've already pre-drilled the bridge. It's lovely because it's in a perfect spot right for a B line on a hip shot B-bender. Overall, I am not dissatisfied with the guitar. I love the pickups. I love the design. The ash sort of looks fakey. I'm not gonna lie. It almost looks like a veneer. I've got this Charvel sitting here that's, actual sandblasted ash. Like, that's what it looks like. This looks like somebody painted stripes on it and is pretending it's ash. It plays like $1 million now. We'll jump on here with another video and we'll show you some tones. Alright. I'm sure there's people that don't notice that the neck feels like shit as far as the finish. They'll just deal with it because they don't know any better. There's people that set their action high enough that they won't notice the problems with the frets. I don't hate it. In fact, I kind of love it in a perverse sort of way. I just felt that for the money, I had to put too much work into it to make it playable to my standard. Which, when I pick up a Charvel, it's great right out of the box. Boom. Did nothing except set the action. Gibsons, I set the action. Ready to rock and roll. Fenders, I set the action. They're a little wiggy, but I don't have to sit with a block and finish them out or round their fingerboards. So, just a thought. Anyways, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. I have been Greg. You have been great. And remember, I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I don't know everything. But it's been a hell of a ride. We'll catch you out there.
On down the road to the good old San Antonio. Pour me another cup of coffee.